Chat, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Good morning, good morning. Hope you guys all had a good long weekend. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Chat, how was your weekend? What'd you guys get up to? Who got that work in? We've had a crazy start to the week, to say the least, on the charts. We'll cover all this in a moment, but wow, we had some big moves through London and maybe Asia. I don't know. We have to go look, but Morning, Marco. Hopefully you had your breakfast. Yes, sir. I had my breakfast. I had a run. I have my coffee here. Ice Americano. This is my classic in the morning. And yeah, I have my breakfast. I'm all good to go. I lost today one more account. No, that's not good. We can't be blowing accounts like that. Well, I mean, if you were trading it properly and you blew it, that's okay. I mean, hopefully you weren't breaking rules when you were trading it. Hello, everybody from South Africa here. Welcome in, brother. Good to see you guys. How's everybody doing, though? How was everybody's weekend? Can you do gold analysis? Sarvesh, we'll get into that in a moment here. We'll get into that in a moment here. How was everybody's weekend? How was everybody's long weekend? Yesterday was a bank holiday. And a tip for you guys, I tweeted yesterday, is don't trade bank holidays. Do not do it. Do not do it. It was good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Worked. Oh, that's all good, though. That's all good. That is all good. All right. Of course, guys, none of this wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. You guys always you always hear me speak so highly about TradeZella right here, and for good reason. Okay, it is a platform that I use all the time. The new trader should use it. The novice trader, the advanced trader, the professional trader, everybody should be using this tool. So if you haven't, go do it. Apex running discounts. I believe last week or over the weekend they had a 90% off discount. So, I mean, hopefully you guys, if you are trading Apex, hopefully you guys took advantage of that discount because that was massive. Not only was there a discount, 90% off, I believe there was like a cheap activation fee. There was everything. So, guys, I tell you this all the time, but when there is discounts running on these firms, take advantage of them. Please take advantage of them. Again, even if you're not even trading the account right away, but just use it. Use the discount to save yourself some money. Morning, Marco. Good morning, brother. Good to see you. And I believe you're a familiar name, but I think I saw you in that the call I had on the weekend. It was good, Marco. A little short, but tried to make the most of it. That's all good. No worries at all. TradeZella in the house? Yes, sir. TradeZella is always in the house. Funded next, guys. For all your CFD needs, code CF for all of your best discounts. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's hop right into the charts and talk what's been going on. So we've had a wild start to the week. Yesterday, dead, as to be expected. All right, I hope you guys aren't trading bank holidays, okay? Because there's no need to be doing that. But if we look at what's been going on ever since market opened yesterday, Asia kind of ranged a bit, and then London opened up 3 a.m. Look at that 3 a.m. candle. That hourly candle at 3 a.m. Boom, to the downside. And if you guys are not new to the stream and you guys hung out with me last week, you guys should know that we forecasted this move. Remember what I told you guys, and you guys can go back in the previous stream and look what I said. But I said this move should be false to the upside. Okay, the purpose of this move was to grab all of this liquidity we left. Right? And now look what's happening. We're getting that sell back down. I managed to catch this sell on Friday. I managed to catch a long on Wednesday. I had a phenomenal week. So if you guys don't remember, last Tuesday I was on call with you guys. Or sorry, on stream with you guys. I took 2 losses on Tuesday. Wednesday comes around. I had a great Wednesday. If I can pull, let me see if I can pull up on my end. Just so I can refresh my memory here. I don't think I have it saved. Shoot. I don't. I had a great Wednesday, and then Friday, another great day. On Friday, I caught these shorts. We can discuss these actually later on. But I caught these shorts on Friday on NQ, and this banked me like $4,000 across fundeds, and then another $3,000 across some challenges. So beautiful day on Wednesday, and honestly, I had a beautiful week last week. So very, very blessed. There was some good moves, to say the least. But yeah, guys, we have opened up with a big move to the downside. Long-term perspective on NQ. Let's take a look at this. So again, this is something we were talking about last time on stream. I said keep an eye on these lows. I think that is going to be the next draw. We should be running towards these lows long-term. But again, this is the daily, this is the weekly, so this is going to take time to play out. All right, so I wouldn't be surprised if we this will be the next intraday slash intra-week target. Okay, however, I would not be surprised if we hold this low for a bit. So we could see rangy price action at the low, and then maybe tomorrow we get that continuation down. I'll be surprised if this thing just continues slamming all the way to the downside, but hey, who knows? We've had a big move within the last 2 4-hour candles. Look at this. From high to low, we're looking at about 1,500 ticks, almost 400 points. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back to you. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Do me a big favor before we continue. Likes. We got to get those likes up today. Please like, comment, share, all the good stuff. We're going to have a solid week. Who's ready to have a solid week? Always look for improvement, guys. So listen, coming into this week, you always want to look at your previous week. See where you made those mistakes. Okay, maybe psychologically you were off. Maybe you didn't follow your plan properly. Maybe you broke rules. Always review your previous weeks, your data, your trading data, your plan data, all this stuff, and see what you can improve on going forward. Okay, don't neglect mistakes that you've made in the past. Turn those mistakes into lessons. It's the only way we can get better in trading. Okay, understand that mistakes are inevitable. They will come around. They will happen. But make sure you turn them into lessons. Don't make those same mistakes over and over and over and over, and go through that toxic cycle. I like the stream. Appreciate you. Let's go. Let's get those likes up today. So yeah, NQ, man, we've had a big move off the back of London session so far. Look at this daily candle. This has literally just happened through London. So unfortunately, I am predicting New York to have a very slow, rangy session, which is fine. We're still going to forecast, see where price is heading. And maybe there's a trade. I don't believe there will be anything too pretty, just solely based off of this price action we've had through London. However, you never know sometimes. So we'll be ready. We'll see. Hopping on YM, kind of following suit, right? Big sell happening here. If you look at the higher time frames, look at this. High taken from the left. If we open this up on the lower time frames a bit, look at this on the daily. Low taken, high taken. And we're starting to get a sell-off to the downside. So I can see, at the least on YM or Dow Jones, however you want to call it, this low next. But just like NQ, don't be surprised if we halt, if we slow down at this low for a bit. Okay, and we respect it and we build liquidity at that low. Okay, but again, we could build liquidity at the low and then find a continuation to the downside maybe tomorrow. So keep an eye on that long term. Just guys, and maybe this is something you guys can take note of for the future. When prices had a big move like this on the higher time frame, so in this instance the 4 hour, the 1 hour, be aware that the intraday can be rangy. It could build liquidity again. Okay, that's just the cycle of the charts of the market. After a big move occurs, you'll tend to find the market's getting a little choppy, right? Building that liquidity again. Yes, I actually wanted to buy at cheap, but their activation fee is higher. Oh, you're talking about Apex? Yeah, their activation fee is higher, but they had a discount on that as well over the weekend. Can you break? Yes, I will break down my last week's trade. I will. Short EU London session. Yes, Forex, I believe, dumped off as well. If we look at that. Yeah, EU, look at that move. Big sell-off to the downside. But look what we've done. Look what we've done. We've respected the highs. So, interesting. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure pound sold off as well. Look at that move on pound. That's good stuff, though. Look at this, guys. High taken. Boom. Why does it sell off? I mean, look, it has nowhere else to go, guys. Look at this. Look at what we've built throughout the week for price to run out. So yeah, YM sold off again through London, kind of following suit. All indices, I believe ES as well. There you go. ES took out all-time highs, and now we're seeing that sell-off back down to the lows. There's some equals down here that ES will probably run for. However, I don't even look at ES, so that was just a kind of quick analysis. Gold, however, let's take a look at gold. So this thing is at all-time highs. This thing is at all-time highs. So the previous weekly candle, very, very bullish. This week, spiking out, all-time highs. Excuse me. Oh, I'm yawning over here. And on the hourly, we have taken out this high. Price has come down, respected it once, twice. So we're building liquidity at that low right now. Okay, so keep your eye on that. I'm thinking price above these highs for now on gold. That's what I'm looking at right now. Intraday wise, we are building liquidity at the lows. These scenarios, and I've talked about this a lot, but when we're looking at a chart and it's at all-time highs, this thing has, it's 100% possibility that this thing could literally continuously leave lows over and over and over, just leaving liquidity at the lows and continue running bullish, right? So I've learned my lesson the hard way in the past of trying to short assets at all-time highs. So in order for me to take a short on this thing, I will need to be highly convinced. Highly convinced. And again, that's just because of my experience with trading things at all-time highs. I like to stay away and wait for more price action and wait for it to be literally pitch perfect. Because I understand all-time highs, this thing could just continue up and up and up and up and up. There's no reason to predict when it needs to short. Hello, Marco. How are we doing today? I am doing well, Mr. Wonder. Appreciate you joining in, guys. All of you guys. Thanks for tuning in on this fine Tuesday. We have a short week, but we'll have a good week. I'm on stream this week, Tuesday and Thursday. So you're going to catch me today and on Thursday. And then tomorrow, you guys got Tyler. That's what the schedule is looking like for the week. UK 30-year yield climbs to 5.66, highest since 1988. Wow. You need to adjust for contract changes. Marco, press the B. Good point. I forgot to click that. I usually do. Hi, guys. This is my second live. Does Marco do pairs? These are my assets I trade. Look at my watch list here on the right-hand side. When you take new students, please let us know. All my socials are in the description, guys. I have my own community as well. As you guys know, if you guys look in the description, it's Inter-Equity Trading. Good morning, Marco. Hello, chat. Welcome in, Jason. Welcome. It's good to see you again. Appreciate you for joining us. Gold is on trip for real. Yeah, man. Listen, when these things are all-time highs, and that's just me understanding that, listen, a short can happen. Okay? It's not like it can't. However, you always want to position yourself to trade in the highest probable conditions. Right? I'm not just going to be looking to take trades anywhere and everywhere. So I have to analyze where price is, understand that shorts can occur, yes. However, it could easily just continue bullish, right? And leave these lows. That's a possibility because we're at all-time highs. So what you want to do in these instances, guys, is literally just wait for more price action. So we're on the hourly right now. I'll even open up on the 30-minute. But you just want to wait for more price to get delivered here. Okay, the more price we have in front of us, the more data we have to go off of, the more confident I'll be in my analysis because I'll have more liquidity on my chart, more highs and lows in front of me. We just took all-time highs at market open on Sunday night. Then we had bank holiday yesterday, so it was slow, ugly. And then now is the first day of the week, basically, for me at least. So I will not be afraid to just sit on my hands on a day like this, especially on gold. When it's at all-time highs, I just want to wait, right? What platform is the best for crypto futures? I don't trade crypto futures, so I have no idea, bro. I don't even know where to point, what direction to point you in. I have no clue. How close should a move come to a higher low to consider a liquidity buildup? How close should a move come to a higher low to consider I don't understand what that means. I'm not sure, bro. How close should a move come? I mean, like, simple as this, I guess you could say, right? Lows respected. Here. And we've moved away. And that's it. Right, so there's going to be liquidity below these lows. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. Simple as that. Don't overthink these things. Ciao, Marco. Are you going to trade NQ live? I trade. These are all the assets. Actually, sorry. I lied. I just have these on my list. But NQ, YM, and gold. I'm going to move this down. For the new people in here, I only trade NQ, YM, and gold. I just have these other ones on just to kind of look at them, but I don't trade them. I would personally stay away from gold until we see more market structure. There you go. That's not bad advice. I would stay away from gold too right now, unless something looks pitch perfect. Yes, I took loss more than 700 today. Hopefully you did not break your rules, bro. As long as you're following your rules and managing your risks, then that's fine. Can you analyze EU, Marco? Sure. Max said, yeah, that's what I mean. Thanks, no worries, bro. Let's see, EU. All right, so we had actually a monthly candle close, guys. Forgot to mention that on the weekend. So today, okay, this week we have spiked out last week's low, or sorry, last week's high. My bad. We spiked up and then we got that rejection down. Just right away, I can point out that weekly low could be in the cards. Let's see what the daily looks like. Yeah, I don't see why it can't be in the cards. We have taken out some internal here now, which we're getting a little reaction off of right now. Let's get rid of this for now. I see some liquidity to the left-hand side over here. I also see some lows down here. So, I'm not sure right now. I am not sure right now. We just respected this high. Why did we respect this high? I can point out that this was a liquidity block for myself. That's why we've stabbed into it and moved away. And we've had that sharp sell-off to the downside, grabbing this internal out, which makes sense, right? Why these lows? You can see price took these highs, respected these lows all the way up. So, oops, I have a new mouse coming in the mail today. Thank God, because this mouse I'm using right now is busted up. But we had liquidity below these lows, these equals, and that's why we've hunted for those. However, long-term wise, I can point out areas of interest, but this is all I can do for you right now. This is all I see. Leaving these lows to the left is a bit sus for me. Not the biggest fan. So we're gonna have to wait and see on EU. I would, if I was trading this thing, which I'm not, but if I was, I would be sidelined currently. I would be sidelined 100%. Can we check USD CAD? I don't even have that on my list, bro. I'm not taking any trades today either on future side with crazy movement during London. Yes, sir, Mr. Wonder. That makes me proud. It's something I've been preaching to people a lot about, especially if you're a New York trader. In Asia and London is very volatile, and there's been big moves. I can almost guarantee you. Okay, I'm never going to say 100% because the market's not perfect, but I can almost guarantee you, based off historical data, that New York is going to be ugly. I turned minus 8% to 2% last week on my funded account. Well done, Sarvesh. Congratulations. Let's keep that. That's also 10% in a week. So hopefully you're not over risking, or maybe you just had a really good week, which is fine. I was really stressed out before I ChartFanatics, but I'm cool now. I wasn't doing anything wrong with my trades. I just FOMO'd a lot and over leveraged. You know what? We get a lot of messages like that, which is good to see. That a lot of people are finding these lives as a way to be more accountable, a way to be more patient. Because I'm showing you guys what trading is actually like, right? A lot of the time it's boring, right? It's staying patient, waiting for your setups, staying disciplined. That's what trading's really about. It's not showing up to the chart and it's just wins and sunshines and rainbows every single day. It's just not how trading works. If you guys are new to the stream, we'd be much appreciated if you guys can hit that like button. Share the stream if you haven't already. It helps us. It helps you guys. The more likes we get, the more giveaways we do. Right? Who doesn't like free stuff? Once you have the bias, do you take trades on both sides of liquidity grabs? I.e., so if I see liquidity on both sides of the market, on the upside to the downside, I have to be very confident in my direction to think what to know what side should go first. If I'm not confident, if I see liquidity everywhere and I'm sitting here scratching my head, I wait. And that is probably your most powerful tool sometimes. Waiting. We have stock open coming in 8 minutes. I wonder, I mean, what this thing can do. I mean, look at this move we've had today, guys. Just, excuse me. Pull back in London, continuation. Range at New York Open, continuation. So, these are not conditions that are probable. I can tell you that for free. Why there is a liquidity block on EU as prices given a BOS to downside. This is a liquidity block for me because we have spiked out a high. Here on the lower time frames and here to the left. Hello, Marco. Do you look at ES? I don't. I don't trade ES. I peek at it because some people trade it, but I don't trade it personally. Hello, Promise. Well, good to see you. Your live sessions teach a lot. Trust. I appreciate you, Mr. Wonder. Appreciate the kind words. Just trying to spread as much value as possible. That's it. There's a lot of BS in this industry, unfortunately. Analyze ES, please, and thank you. I don't look at ES. And as you guys can tell, these indices are on free fall right now. So if you guys are doing, if you guys are looking to trade indices today and looking for buys, I wish you the best of luck because that is that's a dangerous thing to be doing right now. I have questions, Marco. Ask away. I'll answer as much as I can. You have been a great help at Marco and Mr. TG Capital. Appreciate you, Matwa. Thanks for joining us. If there is going to be an opportunity, guys, today, maybe on gold. We'll have to wait and see. But even that, like, internal lows taken from the left. This mouse is going to be the death of me, guys. Thank God I have one coming in the mailbox today because this thing double clicks and drives me nuts. I do want gold to the downside, to these lows. 35.35. If it's a, it doesn't mean it's a trade I'm going to take. However, it's a forecast I'm looking at for now. What are you looking up to? Here, let's pull up Forex Factory so we can look at what's going on. We have ISM manufacturing at 10 a.m. Not a volatile news event, so I don't think much is going to occur. However, guys, listen. And I forgot to mention this. I wanted to mention this at the beginning. It is NFP week. And there you go. NFP week. So what I know about NFP week is typically the days leading up to it will be slow, will be a little bit rangy. So don't expect beautiful opportunity all week. There could be almost no opportunity all week. And these are things you want to anticipate and expect. Listen, however, if there is opportunity, take it. That's fine. But don't be surprised if you're sitting here come the end of the day today, Wednesday and Thursday, and you're like, oh my God, there's been nothing all week long. Do not be surprised. Once NFP is priced in, okay, and listen, I'll say this as well. In my opinion, I will not have an A+ setup until 8:30 a.m. on Friday. Why? Because of time, because of news, I understand that any setups that come before NFP this week will not be an A+ setup. However, once NFP is priced in and there is a beautiful setup in front of me, now I can consider that an A+. But it does not matter how good the technicals look this week before NFP, it will not be an A+ setup for me. And that's just me understanding NFP weeks or big news weeks as a whole. CPI, FOMC, NFP. These kind of weeks, if I'm taking trades before that news release, automatically they have to be classified as a non-A+ setup. Can you tell your point of view on falling knife? Listen, there's been a big move across indices, guys, already. Based off my experience in the markets, don't expect a lot in New York. Buys right now, risky. Sells, So We'll wait and see what happens. I mean, I'm not going to say 100%. I'm never going to say 100% no trade. But for me to look for a trade on the indices today, it's nothing I love. What I want to see is price build liquidity here. So respect this low, go long, build some liquidity to the upside or the downside here. So if we can get some like price delivery like this, and then maybe take something out over here and then continue going short tomorrow, right? So maybe this is like tomorrow's price action. We get that short back down. That would be an ideal scenario to see occur for me to take a short at least, because listen, look at the size of these 4-hour candles right now. I'm not going to FOMO into a short, and I'm also not in the mood to try and catch a bottom, especially when I'm bearish on the higher time frames. Don't forget these lows. We forecasted this last week. We literally talked about this higher time frame short to occur. Right? Remember, when I was on the stream with you guys last week, I was talking about how I wanted to see this short occur. I told you guys that I looked at this move that happened a week and a half ago now to be false. Okay? And we should come back to these lows. And look at that. We're back down at the lows. You didn't come live yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was a bank holiday. Yesterday was a bank holiday. We do not trade bank holidays ever. If there are more than one liquidity block, so the way I trade liquidity block, guys, is I don't just take trades directly off them. I always need a pair of liquidity. Is the 8 a.m. high on GC a liquidity block? It looks like it, yes sir. We took out some highs from the left hand side over here. And then we went short. We'll see what happens on gold today. Sell gold till 3464. Oh, you're projecting a move for it to come all the way down here. Damn. Yeah, I wouldn't love that right now. We haven't even hit all-time highs on futures yet, which is something to point out. I didn't notice that. I didn't even notice that, so keep an eye on that for gold as well. All-time highs has not been hit yet, but it does not mean that we can't go bearish here for a bit and see a pullback and a continuation. So you have to understand, guys, you always want to position yourself to trade in the highest probable conditions. Okay, we just had a massive move to end the week on gold. Look at this. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it just flew bullish. If I look at these daily candles, look at this. We had 3 consecutive days. Wednesday we rejected off the low and then closed very bullish. Then Thursday, very bullish. Friday, very bullish. And now, look where we are now. So, careful, careful, careful. Let me take a look at chat. How's everybody doing though? Who took trades today? Did anybody trade bank holiday yesterday, man? Anybody get slapped up on the bank holiday? Hopefully you guys aren't trading bank holidays. I was talking about that on Twitter. It is not a day you guys should be focused on. Use bank holidays as a day to study, review, backtest, refine your system, whatever it is. Do not trade bank holidays. I can promise you, don't do it. Heck no, no way, good stuff. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. The GU low, is that a trade that you would have taken? GU. This looks like it's a difficult move to be in. I'm not going to lie to you. Let me see what the lower time frames look like. Honestly, just based off... however... No, there was an opportunity. Wow. And it's actually a clean opportunity. It was with news, right? Because what... Look at the day today. Tuesday. No, it wasn't with news. Why did that big news... Or sorry, why did that big move happen, guys? Chat, what's good? Someone tell me in chat if you can. Why did this big move happen at 3 a.m.? Was there some European news or UK news? Market open. Let's go take a look at market open. And the lows are taken, guys. The lows are taken. So I would definitely be careful now. So that's what, yeah, it's actually, no, it's not last week's low, but it is a weekly low. Let's look at the monthly. Look at the monthly candle right now. I would not be surprised, guys, if we came into these regions, right? And you know why I would really like it? Because, oh man, the buy back up would be so nice. Oh, it'd be so good. It would be so good if we can get price below these lows that long all the way back up. Will be long term. However, I think it'll be nice because look at the liquidity we're starting to leave to the highs. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, going back to here, let me see what YM and stuff did. So YM's continuing down. It's currently in this area still. Yeah, same thing. Hopping back, I want to look at GU quickly though because the sell was nice. So even if you wanted to target these lows down here and you didn't want the overall low, that's fine. There was a sell opportunity and I'll show you guys why. Right above here. So we'll even go on the 1 minute to show you guys, but building liquidity at this high to the left hand side, okay, multiple times stabbing into it. So I'll draw this red box so it's easier for you guys to see, but we've tapped into it over here, okay. You can even see, look, we even ran this like 1 minute high. You can mark it too if you want. Again, stabbing into that imbalance. So where are we building liquidity? We're building liquidity at this high, okay, and we even induce lower once more here, right at, this is before actually Frankfurt open, so this is still in Asia. We induce lower to the downside, which induces sellers. This area is going to be a trap. Okay, so you're going to want to trade above this high. Okay, and we have a liquidity block at the highs. So sell opportunity would have been like this. If I was to take this trade, guys, it would be entry and stop loss like that. And whatever you guys are targeting. So even down to this previous daily low. Right there, you have a 4x opportunity. 4 times your risk. So that would be the GU entry for myself. If we have a sweep in the futures chart. Okay, so a lot of people ask me this question about kind of correlating CFDs and future charts. Don't do it. Whatever chart you trade, guys, trade that chart. Don't let a different market chart influence your decision making, your bias and stuff like that. Trade whatever chart is clear to you. So if you're a Forex trader, stay on the Forex charts. If you're a futures trader, stay on the futures charts. As soon as you start mix matching, no good. Or you just wait. Hello Marco, how identify trend shift? I don't talk about trend shifts really. Oh, the 30-year bond, okay. Would you have taken that buy on GU? No, I would not be buying GU right now. Don't know about the big move? Yes. Yeah, so I mean, I assume from chat. Chat said 30-year bond, something like that. EU inflation data was risen. That's why the... Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't follow fundamentals like that. Yeah, trade London GU, but only first lower low. That's all right. If you caught some profit, that's some profit. Can't complain. The 8 a.m. high on GC stabbed into an area on the left and respected, which means there should be liquidity. One step at a time, bro. This would be an area probably to use right now, possibly. But then again, I told you guys we're at all-time highs, so this thing could continue running higher. Trump talking at 10 a.m., is he? Not on this. One more week. Yesterday I was waiting for your stream, but I forgot the U.S. market. Yeah, so yesterday, guys, bank holiday. And I don't trade bank holidays, so I ain't going to hop on the charts for bank holidays. But however, I am on stream this week. A little bit of a different week. Tuesday and Thursday this week for myself. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be chilling with you guys. But wow, what a start to the week we've had. Look at this move to the downside, guys, on NQ. That's crazy stuff. It really is. That's crazy. This is what the... So we actually end up stabbing out a weekly low. We're getting a little bit of a reaction now. However, I'm not keen on taking nothing. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Looking on this thing on the 1 hour chart, you can see 9 a.m. has stabbed below 8 a.m. Okay, 4 hour actually. Yeah, it looks like this. And the open has taken the low and is going long right now. However, careful, 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 guys. Do you think CIST is a good... I don't know what CISD is. I've never... I don't use that. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. Let's see what gold's doing. Gold's still chilling at the lows right now. Let's look at the 1 minute here, because everything else is really squeezed up. Yeah, I definitely want to see price above this high. If it will short, it will short above this high. That's if the direction's correct, obviously. Lower time frame wise, I need price above this high. Change in state of delivery, yeah, I don't use that. Monthly chart gives the clue on NM, on NQ, you mean? Shaw, hello, Marco brother. Welcome in, bro. Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in today. Like and share the stream if you haven't already. We're gonna have a solid week here. We've had a crazy volatile week to the start to the week already on the charts. I mean, when I woke up this morning and checked my phone, I was like, whoa, we have had big moves occur already. NQ to the downside, all indices to the downside, to be honest with you. I did catch a big short on Friday, which is nice. That was up here. Entry was in here. Stop loss was above this high to the left hand side. And targets were to the downside. Just like that. If you guys follow me on social media, you would have saw that one. But yeah, clean short here, guys. And this was after news was announced, right? So I waited for 8:30. You can see here we have that big 8:30 candle. As soon as price stabbed this high here, there's that entry. Oops. Price stabbed this high here, entry. It seems like trading is really a fight with oneself, his greed and his bad habits. 100%. I'm glad you're starting to realize that. I mean, everyone always looks to the charts for help, right? Always thinking it's the system, it's the strategy. It's not. Let me bring these drawings back. Most of the time, guys, it's going to be bad habits you have. So whether that's lack of patience, greed, lack of discipline, those are all going to hinder your trading progress, unfortunately. So you got to figure out your strengths, your weaknesses, and work around them. And also improve your weaknesses, right? You don't want to just kind of put the band-aid over the wound. Riz is in here. Let's go. Welcome in, brother Riz. W Riz. Jason, there's something wrong with YouTube again. 223 people are watching, but we only have 94 likes. That's a good point, bro. That's a good point. We got over 200 people watching the stream right now, but we only have 90 likes. I don't understand what's going on here. What is going on? Hello, Riz. Welcome in, brother Riz. I think this man is in Italy right now, looking out at the water. And then I'm over here looking at a chart. What's going on? Bro, Euro USD? Euro USD had a big move to the downside in London. Yes, sir. I think that was off the back of that news everybody was talking about, right? But grab that internal. And came into this imbalance to the left-hand side. Shorted Euro USD on the H1 using your strategy. 3-1. Let's go, bro. W. Love to see that. Love to see that. Welcome in, Muhammad. Look at gold. Yeah, we've been looking at gold, bro. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. I was talking about how I want price above this high. If it was going to short, should short above this high. However, like I said, this thing is closing in. It's not at all-time highs yet. So I was making that mistake before because I didn't realize we didn't take this high yet. It is on different charts, but I'm always going to look at the futures chart because that's what I trade. So it's not at all-time highs in the futures chart. So could continue. Excuse me. Could continue for the highs. We'll see. Trading for keeps. Good morning, guys. Good morning, bro. Welcome into the stream. Appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with me on this fine Tuesday. If you guys want to, hang out again, we're going to be streaming again on Thursday, same time. Tuesday and Thursday are the days for me this week. Can you look at ETH, please, Anna? No worries. I'll take a look at ETH for you. Yucky, yucky, yucky. This thing end up going to all-time highs yet? Yeah, it did, eh? Look at that. I can't believe we called that move. From down here. Over 200%. What a move. What a move. But yeah, now we have taken all-time highs, so we can mark this out, drag it over. We'll go on the 4-hour to open this PA up a bit. We are building at this internal point to the left right now. Got my eyes on that. Go to the 1-hour. So, if I was to kind of pinpoint where price is going to head to, I think keep your eyes on this high, 44.27. Could long there. Just grab some internal, and we are moving bullish. Why this high? I can just see that we have respected it, moved away. Price took out this internal. I don't think previous daily low should be ran yet, so that's why it's holding. But I think price should revisit this high. That is my outlook on ETH right now. Only thing I see. What indicators do you use? This is just a day and week separated. It just gives me the days of the week on the bottom. That's it. Nothing crazy. And then I have my own private one. That's it. That gives me 4-hour highs, daily highs, weekly highs, and lows. That's it. There's nothing too crazy. But it is a private one. It's not public right now. News coming in a few seconds. I think news is coming in 14 minutes, bro. At 10 a.m. my time. So, still got a little bit of time. Thank you for the ETH update. No worries. No worries. Let's see what gold's doing. Gold has taken that internal high. Will you give your indicator that marks off those highs and lows? Robs, yeah, I just told you it's private, so it's not public right now. But like I said, guys, this is not a difficult indicator. And it's nothing too crazy. It's literally just 4-hour highs, daily highs and lows, and weekly highs and lows. That's it. So you can easily mark those on. It's nothing too crazy. Any trades taken so far? No, sir. Gold is going to melt faces? Damn. Did NQ come into this? Came into this imbalance on the left-hand side. That intra-week kind of target for myself is now hit, though. That was nice. These shorts above these highs, down into these lows, now have been fulfilled. So that was a gorgeous short. I mean, this was on Thursday, late New York. We printed that high. Look at that, 3,000 ticks. That's a big move. And that happened in the matter of, I mean, late Thursday, but basically Friday, and then today, kind of. How to enter giveaway. You guys are all entered into the giveaway. However, we only have 127 likes on the stream right now because there's over 100 people in here that don't want to like the stream. So listen, guys, if the likes don't go up, we can't do giveaways. It's just the rules. Unfortunately, the more likes we get, the more it helps you guys, and it's free. Who doesn't want to like the stream? For free accounts, free subscriptions. Like the stream if you haven't already, guys. That's the only way we're gonna be able to do giveaways. Marco, is there any book that you can refer to that is close to your trading strategy? Ooh, I have no idea, bro. I don't think so. I don't think so, unfortunately. Unless I write a book, and I don't plan on writing a book. TradeZella is freaking fire. I agree. TradeZella is my favorite tool to use. Without a doubt. Alright, we've had a reaction on gold. Okay, so look. We could see a scalp opportunity. I'm going to show you guys what I'd be looking at. Okay, we've taken out this internal point. We've left liquidity at the lows. So we could short there. However, in order for me to take this short, now that we've created this high that has swept liquidity, in order for me to take this, I'm going to want to see another form of liquidity built, and then I'll take it above that high and ride it down to these lows. So this is just a waiting game now, guys. If it doesn't come along, it doesn't come, and that's fine. I just showed you my entry model, promise. What time frame are you watching on gold? We are on the 1 minute right now. And that's just because the 5 minute is really squeezed up, and that's it. When the price is really squeezed up on a time frame I'm looking at, I just go down a time frame. So you could go to the 3 or the 1, whatever you want to feel, whatever you're comfortable with. In this scenario, I'll just be on the 1 minute. It is indeed a waiting game. Yes, sir. What time frame are you watching gold? Sorry, I just read that question. W ChartFanatics, W Jason Lee. Appreciate you for joining, bro. Always showing love. Much love, always. Look at this reaction we're getting on NQ right now. Quite surprised with how volatile this is. I'm not going to lie to you. This is a 180 point bounce off the open. And even with the benefit of hindsight, guys, I'm not going to lie to you, there is no entry for me to take this. So I am not missing anything. If you're looking at this lower time frame right here, I feel like we're trying to fulfill the monthly destination at 22,582. Possibly. My intra-week targets hit, so this low. I believe these lows could be a possible target. However, I'm not going to be neglecting the highs we've left up here, which we talked about earlier in the stream now. Okay, because the way I view this is this, guys. Remember I was telling you guys last week, we took these highs out, which means buyers are induced. Okay, so which means buyers are going to be loading up buy positions above these lows. Look what's just happened. We've spiked those lows out, which tells me buyers are trapped. So I would not be surprised if we could see a bullish move back up. Okay, first destination is going to be these internal highs right here, 23,552. Don't you think gold has a unique here? I think they all move similar at the end of the day. They just move more at like specific times. But at the end of the day, I think these pairs just move all the same. Like, It just takes longer for other pairs to play at specific times of the day. Like sometimes more will move in Asia, sometimes other ones will move more in London. That's it. But at the end of the day, I feel like they move relatively the same. It's just based off time, right? Slower or faster. World Info says master trader. I am not a master trader, but I appreciate the gas. Much love, bro. All I do is show up every single day and practice my plan, my rules, and I let the numbers work for me. There is no recording of the webinar I did on the weekend. No, bro. Anna, if you're new here, I have a recent video uploaded on ChartFanatics with Riz. We broke down everything about my strategy for 2 hours long. So, mods, if you're in here right now, if you don't mind tossing the link to that ChartFanatics video down in the description, or sorry, down in the comments. If you guys want to know exactly how I trade, it's a 2 hour long video where we sat down with Mr. Bossman Riz and we talked about my trading style for 2 hours long. Did you have an urgency when it came to getting good at trading? Yes, I'll say yes. And I feel like a lot of new traders will feel that, experience that. There you go. There's that link to that ChartFanatics video, guys, in the comments down below. But yeah, a lot of new traders, a lot of beginner traders will feel that, which is normal in my opinion, right? You want to see progress, you want to see results, you want to start making money from trading. However, it's really, this is a cliche thing now, and a lot of people talk about it, but the more you try and rush your progress, the longer it'll take for you to see results, which is interesting, right? The more you try and cheat the progress or rush the progress, the longer it'll take, which is unfortunate because a lot of people go through that toxic phase in their journey, in their trading journey. It was in fact that 2 hour video after which I started following you on multiple platforms. I appreciate you, Shah, and welcome in. I hope you're enjoying the content. Watch that great video. I love your perspective. I appreciate the gas, guys. Much love. It makes me happy to see that you guys are finding value from it. So that's a W. As long as I'm helping in some way, shape, or form, that's my goal here. I want to be able to provide value for you guys, whether it's on the charts or whether it's just me talking to you guys about my experience, my journey. Right? I've literally, most of the things that you guys are experiencing right now, I've gone through all of them. All the lows. I've experienced lots of highs. But the lows are what build me into the trader I am today. Without those mistakes, without those shitty times, you could say. I don't want to call them shitty times because you got to experience the lows in order to experience the highs. Without the lows, I wouldn't have saw the growth that have built me into the trader I am today. So the lows are necessary. They're shit sometimes in the moment, right? Being able to, like, if you went off plan and maybe you blew a challenge or you blew an account, it sucks in the moment. But then you made those mistakes, you turn them into lessons, and you progress that way. That's just how it happens. That's the best video on how to identify real liquidity. I appreciate you, Jason. Thank you, brother. Marco, please take scalping example with your strategy. So I scalp basically, right? Because I trade futures. So I'm in and out in the same session for the most part. Very rarely am I in the AM and I'll hold through the PM. Very, very rarely. So I scalp, right? And I'm on 4 hour, 1 hour, 15, 5, 1, etc. The more you try to rush the progress, the longer it will take. 100%, man. It sucks because a lot of people don't really take that in, and they neglect that. But man, it's so important not to rush that progress. Like, if you're doing challenges right now, take your time. If it takes you a month, 2 months to pass the challenge, that's fine. Your first challenge. Just focus on that long-term vision. 1% better every single day. You don't need 10% better every single day. What is your strategy called or based on? I mean, I haven't titled it anything. It's just, and there's no reason to. It's just, yeah, it's just my style of trading. It's just basically based off of liquidity. I am stuck at a break-even cycle for the last 2-3 months, but I'm slowly creeping out of it. That's good news, bro. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people in the break-even cycle, it's not strategy-based, right? If you're in break-even, that means your strategy works. Now, it's gonna be up to your mindset, your psychology, your plan, your rules. Can you practice them? What are we now waiting for on gold? You don't need to spam, bro. I am just waiting right now. I don't see nothing. But that's good. Listen, if you're in the break-even cycle, I think in my opinion, that's the most frustrating place to be in. Because you feel like you're so close, but you're so far at the same time. In my opinion, like I said, and even for people I've taught in the past, friends of mine as well, that have been in that break-even stage, it just comes down to psychology. Once you lock in that psychology more and more, focus on that psychology more and more and more, those results will start to show. That's from what I've seen at least. I have lost $5,000 in the Terra Luna crash, and after that I was completely devastated. I am learning new things to get out of the mess I am in. Well done, bro. As long as you're learning, that's a W. Manage that risk, though. I don't know if $5,000 is a lot to you or not, but as long as you're learning on the way. Yes, I'm just aggressive on wrong days and defensive on good days. Yeah, so Uzar, that's I think that's a common mistake among a lot of traders as well, is you don't know. It sounds like, to me at least, you just don't know how to be a good loser, right? You don't know how to take a loss and move on with your day, which is debatably the most important trait when it comes to trading. Understanding, you have to remind yourself that losses will occur. There's no system that is perfect. There's no strategy that is perfect. You can have the most bread and butter textbook A+ setup in front of you, but still take a loss. You have to be able to take that loss and shut the computer down and understand that that's fine. This is trading. Losses come. So learn how to become a good loser. Manage those losses. Right? Maybe if you don't know how to take a loss and move on with your day, maybe you immediately try and look for another trade. Practice for a couple months. If you take a trade and it's a loss right away, shut the chart down. Okay? That alone will help you build discipline. And then in the future, eventually you'll be able to maybe take 2 losses. Like you'll be able to trade more. Your trade frequency will be higher because you can take a trade, take a loss, and then you're still like, okay, this is fine. Like, this is trading. I can take a loss and still maybe look for one more setup. Maybe you have like a 2 trade limit in a day. After you take 2 losses, maybe you're done. Okay? For myself, very, very rarely am I taking any more trades after two losses. I kind of have more of a risk limit for myself, but it also depends what kind of accounts I'm trading. Challenges, fundeds. If my fundeds are a lot in profit. So typically, like, I have a couple fundeds. I have 3 fundeds right now that are like 10% plus. So I can use more risk on those accounts, right? Because basically the way I'm looking at it is the profits in the account right now are like house money, right? So if I lose 2% of the account, I didn't lose 2% of my money. I lost 2% of house money, right? So I can use that to maybe scale for bigger winners. However, am I going to take that same approach on an account that's at break even? Or maybe 1% or 2% profit? No, I wouldn't. What is your name? My name is Marco. What is your name? Still have some lows at times, but they are very few and far between. Been consistent for some time now. Don't miss the abundance of lows, accepting that sometimes no trade is a trade. W. I love that perspective. I can see that you're going to be on to some good things soon, bro. I wish a lot of people in here saw charts the same as you. You guys need to have that perspective of hopping on the charts. You do not need to trade every day. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Even Tyler has said it in his streams as well. But is it a coincidence that the less I trade, the more money I make? Think about that. The less I trade, the more money I make. How do you analyze the one daily time? So the only time I use the daily time frame is literally just for daily highs and lows. That's it. Just to get an idea of where price is. Sometimes there's a setup. Guys, I honestly, I use all the time frames the same. Literally, there is not one time frame I use for this, one time frame I use for that. No, it's whatever time frame is clear in that current moment. That's it. Okay, thank you for your wisdom, boss. Yes, I do that what you said. Good stuff, bro. Keep at it. Keep at it. Practice those good habits, guys. So important. What's gold doing? Gold maybe going back long. Let's see. The hourly. Yeah, nothing too interesting right now, boys. Okay, Junebug says, when identifying liquidity, when buyers, for example, push price up but don't break above previous high at any time frame, do we still believe liquidity is below that? Does that make sense? Guys, it's not complicated. I don't want you to overcomplicate it. So if you don't understand it, that's fine. But however, look how easy this can be. And I've drawn this out a million times. Highs taken, lows are respected, and we go long. That tells me liquidity is below that low. And it's as simple as that. If I don't see something like this occur, if I don't see a low respect and we move away, then I have no reason to believe that there's liquidity below that low. Same thing on the flip side. If I flip my chart here, you'll see. Look, high respects high, moves away. So I'm going to believe that there's going to be liquidity above that high. I gave up 50% of my monthly profits last Tuesday. It messed up. I took a break for the rest of the week. That's fine. That's fine in the sense that you took a break for the rest of the week. Now, what you have to do is identify your mistake on Tuesday. Did you go off plan? Did you over risk? Did you break rules? Why did you break rules? That's why it's so important to journal, guys. Journal every single trade, the before, the during, the after, the trade results, how you are feeling before, during, and after. These things are all so important because you want to recognize, see where your weaknesses are, see where your strengths are. Play to your strengths, work on your weaknesses. Marco, what running shoes are you rotating between? I like that question. I am using, my dailies are Nova Blast 5, A6 Nova Blast 5. I just ordered the new A6 Mega Blast. It's going to be used as like a speed shoe, tempo shoe. And then I have Vaporfly 4s as a race shoe. It's carbon plate, so it's a fast shoe. That's what I'm using right now, though. I usually have like 3-4 shoes in a rotation. You want to have an easy shoe, like a daily shoe. You want to have a speed shoe, a race shoe. You don't need it, but it's just what I found that works for me. I have a 2-trade loss rule, but sometimes I see another step and don't take it, but it plays out. That's fine. That's practicing good discipline right there. If you can take 2 trades in a row, if you can take 2 trades and understand that you can't take any more after that, and you still see a setup in front of you, and you don't take it, that's good news. That means discipline. You're building discipline. That's a W, man. I started meditating 15 to 20 minutes before I approach the charts. It's crazy how much better I can control my emotions. Would recommend that to everybody. I haven't tried that, so I don't know. But hey, if it works for you, find what works for you and stick to it. Always. I'll always recommend that. There's specific things in my routine that probably works for me that wouldn't work for you guys. So, we're all different at the end of the day. You just got to find out what you like, what trading style you like, what kind of rules, what plan suits you. Stick to it and refine it, tweak it, right? Make those mistakes because those mistakes will help you find those weaknesses, okay? And those mistakes turn into lessons and you'll grow from those. Marco, does running help you become a good trader overall? Okay, it's not the golden key, but it helps instill good traits in my overall life. So running consistently built a lot of discipline in my life overall. So obviously, if I have discipline in my personal life, I believe that'll have a direct translation to just discipline in my trading. So I'll say yes. In a short answer, I'll say yes. I also love running, so it's more of a, I don't always love it, Of course, there's going to be days where I don't want to run, but I still do it. But those are the important times. Doing things you don't want to do. Doing hard shit. Doing difficult shit. Build that discipline. Motivation is temporary, guys. Remember. Why is gold pumping so much right now? I do not think it's pumping. It's very, very rangy right now. Are there steps? Yes, of course there are steps defining my strategy. It's just there's not a 1, 2, 3. Like, you have to understand my system as a whole. Okay, I'm not looking for patterns out here, so I'm not looking for look for A, look for B, look for C. No, yeah, I teach you how I view the charts exactly. Especially if you go watch that ChartFanatics video, like I said a bunch of times before, that's a 2-hour long video on how I trade. If you guys haven't watched that yet and you're here asking me questions, you're doing the wrong thing. That is the ChartFanatics video. So again, if you guys are new here and you want to see how I trade, just go watch that ChartFanatics video. It's a 2-hour long video, guys, of showing you guys exactly how I trade. Do you have a favorite trading book? I actually have never read a trading book. I watch Riz's podcast as my way of like a trading book, right? For psychology and stuff. I just love watching these veteran traders talk about trading. You learn a lot. There's a lot of value in those podcasts, guys. I also have the Noble Blast 5. They are fire, dude. They are my favorite shoe. Funnily enough, I literally just ordered a second pair. These. I don't know if you guys can see. I literally just ordered that last night because I already have I have around 400 kilometers on these ones, and I want the same shoe, so I just got a different color. But yes, they are probably my favorite daily trainer. Sorry guys, let me just get caught up on chat here. Let me see what charts are looking at as well. So NQ has gone long off the open, taken out some internal. This is what it's looking like. I have no reason to look for buys, by the way. And then, yeah, gold we're kind of just waiting on still. I think it might just run long. Listen, if gold can provide some sort of sell-off before taking out the high, there could be a buy opportunity. Or sorry, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to say what side, buy or sell, because I'm quite neutral on gold right now. It could run either direction. So don't quote me on anything right now. I'll tell you guys if I like anything. But I'm 50-50. I'm very neutral on gold currently. Marco, is UJ a set PA right now? Could be a buy. I don't look at UJ, bro. I mean, I'll take a look at it real quick. Ooh, wow. It's very, very... Oh, sorry. We're still on. Jesus Christ, guys. I'm still asleep over here. Bear with me. I thought I clicked it. Didn't switch to it. No, I would not buy this thing. Oh, hell no. Do not buy UJ right now. High spiked out. Look at this liquidity left at lows. This is an easy short on the higher time frames. Oh my god, you have all these lows down here. I'll just draw for this one for now. Do not short this thing. Or sorry, do not long this thing, sorry. Let me hop back to gold though. Let me get caught up on chat, guys. Sorry, 1 second. Mark, are there any traders whose content you watch on YouTube? No, I don't watch any traders' content other than Riz, to be honest with you guys. Just words of wisdom. I watch those podcasts a lot when I'm on when I'm doing cardio. If I'm at the gym, if I have to do cross training, or I'm running, if I have a slow run, a slow easy run, and I want to put a podcast in the ears, I'll throw that on. Got it, but I've seen where price moves away, not takes private sound. The move away is, but there is no break. Got it, yeah. Why did you take a trade on NQ last week and there was no liquidity block? Incorrect. Every trade I take is on a liquidity block. You will never find a trade I take that is not at a liquidity block. It's a very strict rule for myself. Where do you think XAUSD is running? I have no idea. If you can tell me where it's running, let me know. Discipline in personal life translate into discipline in trading. I agree. I agree. What's helped me with emotion is not looking at the actual money value of the current trade. Yeah? I mean, you don't want to look at it from the monetary perspective, guys. You don't want to put a trade on and be like, okay, if this trade goes correct, I'm making $10,000. No. You want to have the perspective of when you enter a trade, immediately is, okay, what am I comfortable risking on this trade? And that's it. You have a target, you have a risk limit, and that's done. See the trade out. Do you swing trade or day? I day trade. I'm trading the futures market, as you can see, and I can't hold past market close. So day trade it is for me. John, I would not be touching GU right now after that massive move in London. So just steer clear of it, in my opinion. Did you take any trading course? I did. When I was in my early stages, I went through like support and resistance courses. Spent a lot of money, unfortunately, but yeah, support and resistance kind of content. Doesn't say it does. I'm not going to say it doesn't work, but I'm just saying it didn't work for me, which is fine. And then how I trade today is solely based off my experience on the charts. If a liquidity level is swept, what should we wait for or observe before taking a position? What confirmation tells us it's the right moment to enter? I need to see liquidity taken on one side of the market, and we're going to be trading in the opposite side. All right. If there's an entry from the left-hand side because of a POI or an area I want to take an entry off of, then I'll take the trade right away. However, sometimes there's not, and I have to wait for a confirmation. So you got to wait for more PA to build, and that's it. Gold is going for all-time highs. Yeah, long-term, I believe it is, bro. I believe it is. On the futures market, on the futures chart, we haven't taken that high out yet. 35.94. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the next destination in the next couple days. Maybe friggin' today or tomorrow. Who knows? I do feel like we can get up to the 23,371. 23,371. Up here? Maybe. I'm not sure. Prices now. Grab this internal. Mark this out. Grab that internal. And now we're seeing that short back to the downside. We'll see. As of right now, guys, I don't see any liquidity on the chart other than price coming down and like maybe running into this last internal low. That's all I see on NQ right now. After this low goes, don't ask me. I don't know. But your guess is as good as mine. Any way of dealing with the urge to trade when you mark and don't enter, but it plays out? I mean, that's just trading, right? I can't tell you guys how many times I've framed out moves to the T, but I wasn't able to enter, right? Because it didn't meet my entry requirements, and that's fine. That's trading, guys. There is no perfection in this market. There's not going to be a time where there's going to be so many times in the future where you guys sit down, and you're like, okay, it's going to go long today, and you guys couldn't find an entry. That's fine. What pair is your favorite to trade? In my opinion, I think NQ and gold are my favorite. Took gold longs to target the H4 high of the day. Nice one, bro. Hope it plays out for you. What currency pair is my favorite? So I don't trade Forex no more, guys. But when I did, I would say Euro USD was my favorite. Junebug, I don't understand your question. What's your take on algos? Is that an avenue to explore? I think it's unnecessary. You just got to find a system that works and stick to it. Refine it to your liking, refine it to your personality, and that's it. Don't overthink all this stuff of, oh, there's an algorithm here, man. There could be an algorithm. There probably, I don't even know. And honestly, it doesn't affect me. So it's unnecessary. Just find a strategy, man, and make money from these charts. This is not an ego battle with other people arguing if there's an algorithm or not. Just try and become profitable. That's it. Got some choppy PA on gold right now, but we're slowly ranging and pushing to the upside. NQ is this is what we're looking like on NQ right now. Nothing cool right now. Marco, is that confirmation you look for a shift in market? I don't look for a break of market structure. I don't look for any of that stuff. In my opinion, that's just a pattern, right? When people look at price to the downside, it comes into a POI and they want to see this. That's just a pattern. Right? I'm not a pattern trader. And people want to buy down here. I don't take that. No, thank you. I always trade the market from a logical perspective, right? I always want to include logic and reasoning into my analysis, not patterns. That's just how I see the chart, though. There's people out there that have a very, very mechanical and pattern-based approach, and it works. That's fine. Any running trades? No trades taken for myself. AT says, I think no matter what course you take, you need to refine it yourself and see what works for you. I agree. I definitely agree. By the way, the ChartFanatics video is on repeat. It's free value. A lot of what Marco's showing you is on the call. Love the perspective. Zacharia, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for pointing that out to everybody in here. Listen, guys, I have no problem with you guys in here and coming to ask me questions. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to trade. I'm here to provide you guys as much value as possible, answer your questions whenever I can. But I can promise you guys, a lot of these questions will be answered within the ChartFanatics video. I'll link it again if you guys haven't watched it yet. But I can promise you guys, a lot of these questions, I'm repeating myself over and over and over. They're literally going to be answered in the ChartFanatics video. So if you do want to trade how I trade, just live and breathe through that video. I have a lot of content on my YouTube. There's so much free value out there. Anna says, your strategy really resonates with me. However, it is not easy to understand as a beginner some strategies. When I look at the charts myself, I get confused. That's fine. That's completely normal. There is no strategy out there, guys, that you'll learn it in a week or 2 weeks and you'll be a master. Does not work like that. Just like anything in life, it takes time. Okay, when I went to the gym, I didn't immediately start going up there and moving the heaviest weights possible. No, it does not work like that. You need to show up consistently on a daily basis, over and over and over. Build those reps. And eventually, things will make more and more sense as time goes on. That's the art of consistency right there. Gold approaching 4-hour high. Nothing for myself. Hi, Mark. Would you have taken the entry about 8:30 to 8:45? No, I would not. I won't take these kind of entries. If I wanted to long gold, if I was confident in the long, I would have looked for a confirmation in here. But there was no confirmation for myself. For anyone asking about specific pairs, Marco's strategy is great because you can apply the same logic to any chart, whether it's you. Exactly. It works on all markets, guys. Well, listen. It works on Forex. It works on futures. It works on crypto. I'll say that because I'm experienced in all three of those markets. Crypto, not so much, but I've still seen it's the same kind of, it's the same situation. So I won't talk about stocks. I won't talk about options, none of that stuff because I have no idea. I'm not experienced in those markets, so I'm not going to speak on them. When you say buyers or sellers are induced, what do you mean? Simple as this. Previous high taken. So why is that important? Buyers view this as a BOS in the market. Break a market structure or market structure shift. So that tells me buyers are induced. Okay, they're more inclined to buy when price pulls back. Okay, so buyers will enter in here. Maybe it goes long again. Buyers will enter in here. Buyers will enter in here. Why? Because this is an area buyers want to be taking pullbacks or continuations, expecting price to go all the way back up. So buyers are induced. That's it. Again, this is all answered in the ChartFanatics video, guys. I'm telling you guys. Everything I'm saying right now is literally in the video. And I talk about it more in depth because it's for 2 hours straight, right? Forex is best and stock. If it works for you, nice one. I love futures. Do you think buying courses is worth it considering there's so much free valuable stuff on YouTube? I think some people may need more in-depth content from courses. However, I feel like people have enough content out there for free that you can still become profitable. The problem is, and I wish this wasn't the case, but a lot of you guys in here just don't put the work in, and I wish you did. I'm talking like a sick amount of hours, guys. Like, no one taught me how I trade. Do you know how much time I had to put into these charts? No one sat down with me and spoon-fed me and like broke down everything for me and said, this is how you take trades, this is how you view liquidity. No, this is all from experience, time on charts. I put the reps in, I put the time in. That's why I can see the charts the way I see them. That's good to hear, Mr. Wonder. Keep at it, brother. Discipline over frequency. Love that. Yes, sir. Discipline is key, guys. Always. We always talk about it. Have you been applying your approach in Bitcoin? I have a lot of people in my community that trade crypto. I don't day trade it personally. So I don't. I'll say no. CR Wealth. What's your YouTube? Guys, all my links are in the description of the stream. If you guys want to follow me there, you can see all my Instagram, my YouTube, my Twitter, all that stuff is in the description. Hey Marco, I have evolved into your model of liquidity. It came naturally and now it doesn't feel mechanical, more artistic and creative. How can I backtest it? I can only backtest mechanical. You just need to build that understanding, right? Build those reps, that consistency, because the more you do something over and over, just like anything in life, the easier it'll be. So the more you backtest something, the more of a chance you'll see these setups, you'll see these situations come to you in live time. Right? And that'll only come through experience. I wish I can just transfer my experience to you guys, but it just doesn't work like that. That's the one thing I can't do, is give you guys my experience, and which is debatably the most important component in trading. I like what Shaw said here. The ultimate lesson here is you can't buy screen time. The hard hours are the only shortcut. I like that. I broke down my NQ trade earlier on, Lepeka. Please review this. You can rewind the stream and you can take a look at it. What are you waiting to happen in sideways market to enter? If I'm not confident in which direction we'll be heading for first, so if we have liquidity on both sides of the market, this is just an easy example. But if we have liquidity at the highs, liquidity at the lows, and I'm not confident to understand where price will be heading first, wait. Sit on the hands. Be patient. And that's it. It's the only answer. Okay? You'll see me, I'll say it a lot, but I'm telling you guys, when I see multiple scenarios available, when I see multiple scenarios that can play out, I wait. I sit on my hands. That's it. H4 highs, take it on gold. There has been no entry. So, we didn't miss nothing. Nothing to my system. Thanks, Marco. I wanted your input on how you review your trades and refine what aspects you look for and how you develop your trade executions better, please. So, yes, you want to refine and build a better execution for yourself. However, everyone always wants to try and find that perfect entry. And I think that's overlooked, and it's not necessary. The most important aspect in trading, variable you could say, is being able to identify the direction consistently. Okay? You'll see that I'm not bothered catching the bottom. I'm not bothered catching the top. Sometimes, sure, you're going to catch the bottom, you're going to catch the top. Sometimes, and sure, that's awesome. Clap. Give yourself a pat on the back, but it's not going to happen all the time. You have to remember, when you look in the history of your trading account, it doesn't show you your entries. Like, oh my God, it was so perfect. You caught the very bottom. Or, oh my God, he caught the top. It was so beautiful. No, it shows you a profit number or it shows you a negative number. That's it. So profits are paid through correct direction, and that's it. Don't put too much emphasis on entries. You don't need the bottom. You don't need the top. You need the correct direction. That is it. And that's my best advice to you guys. How do I recommend backtesting? TradeZella. If you guys don't use TradeZella, get on it. Code CF20 for discounts. I'm not saying this because I'm promoting them in a way. I'm saying this because TradeZella is the best platform for traders. Hands down. It has helped me. It has helped a lot of traders. There's a great backtesting software. It collects data for you, which is incredibly important when building a system, when building a strategy. How often do you post on your channel? We post once a week, but as of now, we are posting twice a week. So backtesting is basically building muscle memory for your eyes. You're training your brain to see the A+ setup instantly. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yes, Daniel, there is a lot more videos coming on the YouTube. Lots more, so don't worry. What a move on gold, man. I wish there was some more clean entries on the way up. Because this price action delivered on last week, in my opinion, not a lot of opportunity. Which is fine. It is what it is. Sometimes you can frame out a whole higher time frame move, but you can't catch entries on the way up. And that is, again, that's trading, man. In my opinion, there was only one clean entry. Where was it? Yeah, that was over here. We spoke about that on last live stream. But that was the only one I saw. The other ones, I mean, I didn't like anything in here, over here. Unfortunate, but nothing too clean on the way up on gold. It just kind of rocketed up, as you can see. Even today, I don't love it. I don't love the long entries. Marco, on an hourly 4-hour chart, doesn't it seem like GU has done liquidity sleep to the downside and going up? Please explain your view. So we've taken out this high from the left. We have taken out a low from the left. So yeah, I feel like there could be an opportunity to buy back up. Something I'd keep in mind is we have ran this high, moved away, which tells me there's no liquidity above this high right now. So don't be surprised if we end up trading higher into this area, that there could be false reactions out of here if we go long, right? I'm not gonna say that we will go long because there's a possibility that there's liquidity down here as well. I'm not active on GU, so I can't tell you. I'm not sure, but that's just what I see right now. No signals for me. I don't see the 2-hour video on the Interact channel. It's not on the Interact channel, bro. It's on the ChartFanatics channel. Check the comments. I just put the link down there. And the mods have sent you it as well. Thank you. Much appreciated being patient and answering. No worries, CR Wealth. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help as much as possible. And trade when there's opportunities. But there's no opportunities right now. Yes, I agree. My biggest issue is still find the bias of the day. That is most people's issue. So don't worry. You're not the only one. If I could tell you a shortcut to finding the bias of the day every single day 100%, we'd all be billionaires. But it is not that easy. How is TradeZella better than TradingView for backtesting? TradingView, you just use the replay tool. That's it. TradeZella basically emulates live trading in past time. So you'll rewind to 2016 if you want, and you trade literally any time frames you want, and it basically emulates live time. It's the best way to test, in my opinion, if you need to be testing. Why can't you just chase big moves when obvious all-time highs near? Yeah, no, Dave, I wouldn't do that, bro. That doesn't really seem like there's anything repeatable in that system, for myself at least. Thank you for your patience with me, Marco. No worries, Junebug. Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in today on this slow Tuesday. On this slow, sluggish Tuesday. But hey, not every day is going to be fireworks for us. We have a slow day today. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow is going to be beautiful. Maybe Thursday is going to be beautiful. That's why we got to show up every single day, man. That's the most important thing here. Consistency. That makes so much sense. It's not just about the stats. It's about building the confidence to act without hesitation in live market. Yes, sir. This guy's been speaking facts the whole time. Well done, Shaw. Why do I say that there's no liquidity above that high on GU? You tell me. Why would there be liquidity above this high? Why would there be liquidity above this high here? It's very straightforward, right? Why would there be liquidity above this high? We spiked out the highs here, right? And then moved bearish. Why would there be any liquidity above that high? Why would there be any sellers in here? Ask yourself that. Marco, these are your points. I am just noting them for myself. I like that. I like that. Let's go. Sir, I saw your ChartFanatics video. It was so good. I like it. From today onwards, I'm in your live shirt. Let's go, bro. Appreciate the love. And you toss that Indian flag up. Let's go. Love to India. All love. Yeah, guys, we had a slow day today. And to be honest, what did we talk about when we hopped on? Right? We were looking at a chart here on NQ that had a massive move through Asia and London. Well, late Asia and London. So it's almost guaranteed for myself. Not all the time, okay? I'm never going to say all the time. Almost guaranteed that New York is going to be nothing too pretty. And this is what we've had on New York so far. We had a spike on the open and then went long, created internal, ran some highs from the left, had a pullback, and now we're continuing up a little bit. Meh. Very ugly price action for myself. Nothing I want to be involved in. So in a choppy range, patience isn't just a virtue, it's a risk management tool. Capital preservation over forcing a trade, 100%. Capital preservation is so important. And that goes back to me saying, learn how to become a good loser. Take a loss and shut the computer off, guys. Don't chase that trade. I haven't taken a single trade today, AT. How long did it take you to become consistently profitable? Years. I went through some content that that might have prolonged my journey, but I see it as all being necessary. So it took me years, 3 years, 4 years. At the very beginning of my journey, I was very inconsistent. So I bought support and resistance strategies and stuff, and I was studying them on and off for a year. So I was never consistently applying myself. Since I started, I honestly haven't really taken any big breaks. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And we talked about this on stream last week. I don't think I've had a full week off of the charts since I started taking trading seriously. It doesn't mean I haven't taken a trade for a week, because there's been weeks where I don't take a trade, but there really has not been a week in the last couple of years that I have not been in tune with the markets. I understood what was going on. What pairs are moving where, etc. Do you mark off session highs and lows? I do not. Not relevant for me. I won't just mark on London high and low expecting price to run to it. There needs to be a reason for price to run to London high or low. Usually if it runs for a higher low, that's because there was liquidity there. It's not because it's London high or low. I can promise you that. Did you have any losing quarters? For sure, bro. In the learning stages, I was only losing. Now, I mean, I haven't seen really a red month, and I really don't know, honestly. I think I've had a green month ever since I switched the futures. So, and that was, I transitioned at the beginning of the year. I tested like trading NQ and YM for like a couple months before starting to buy challenges and putting money into it, because I wasn't just going to immediately hop into the market. I think that a slow transition was the better transition. First time seeing you live. More love from Nigeria. Much love, Marvel. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Appreciate you guys. Slow day today, guys, but that's all good. We have, honestly, I appreciate you guys. We still hit 190 likes today, which is awesome. So much love to all of you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, hanging out with me on this slow Tuesday, and still tossing a like on the stream. Much love. We'll see what we get the rest of the week. Honestly, I still think we're gonna have some cool stuff, some good stuff. Don't forget, and we spoke about this at the beginning of the stream, it is NFP week. So look at this. So, and listen, if we have a little bit of slower price action on Tuesday, Wednesday, or today, Wednesday and Thursday, do not be surprised, because NFP on Friday tends to give us some big moves, right? Hey Marco, to see now continuation trade on NQ after that last inducement, would you want to see the market listen? If I had to tell you guys where NQ is going right now, I'm not trading it, but I think it's going to continue short to these internal lows here. And that's all I see, to be honest with you. Nothing I'm going to take, though. I'm just saying, if I had to tell you guys where it's going, I think it's going to run to these internal lows. The lows that we printed here at 9:40 a.m. Excuse me. What other days are you streaming this week? Taylor, I am on Thursday. Today and Thursday for myself. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow, you guys got Tyler. Mr. TG Capital, brother Tyler. He's going to be on 9 a.m. So if you guys want to tune into another live stream, that'll be tomorrow, 9 a.m. with Tyler. Do you only trade dedicated sessions? Yes, I do, AT. I only trade New York. At least 90-95% of the time. There's very rarely I'll take a trade in Asia because it's like a higher time frame entry. I'll never be awake for London because I'm sleeping. So I'll say 95% of the time I'm trading New York. However, if I do take a trade in Asia, it's not because I'm just sitting here staring at my chart. It's like an alert goes off and I take like a higher time frame entry. But that's it. Let's go. Good stuff. Thanks. Much love. Trading keeps. Appreciate you for tuning in, bro. Thanks for hanging with us, chat. Much love to all you guys for chilling with me on this slow Tuesday. Shooting the shit. Trying to catch tops and bottoms feels more like gambling. Identifying the direction and joining the move feels like a real business strategy. I agree, bro. I do agree. And you know, a lot of people like to catch those tops and bottoms. Like, look at NQ, for example. Sure, you could show up here and be like, oh my God, look. Stock open 9:30. We took that low from the left. I could have entered right here and kept my stop below. And look at that. Look at that opportunity. It could have caught a 1 to 4 up to these highs. Yeah, there's a lot of trades we could take with the benefit of hindsight, guys. But you want to position yourself to trade the highest probable conditions possible. Period. I won a Trade Zella giveaway last week. Now I'm testing the liquidity playbook. W, traderish. Let's go. Welcome to the Trade Zella Club. The best tool, the best platform, in my opinion, out there. Lock in. If you guys aren't on Trade Zella, man, get on it. Get on it. What possible entry? I didn't see any possible entry on gold today, Robs. Loved how you explained liquidity in your videos. Concept was easier and clearer to understand. Much love, bro. Let's go, W. I have a lot more videos coming on the YouTube, so stay tuned. I'm trying to do as much as I can for you guys. Provide as much value as possible. In all your experience with liquidity, what is the deepest truth you've realized in your strategy? Something that most traders still don't see or understand. It's all theories at the end of the day. Honestly, alpha more. It's all theories, so I'll just say that Retail concepts are used to build liquidity in the market. These patterns, these strategy, they're all used to build liquidity. So once I see that traders have entered in at a specific area, I simply wait for them to get taken out, and then I trade the opposite direction. Okay, so if I have a reasoning, if I have an understanding that traders are in at a specific high, right? If they're entered in short positions here, I will wait for them to get taken out before I look for that trade to the downside. So I want to be involved here. That's it. And what I say usually is, again, this is all theories, but what I say is these retail strategies, they work, but they only work a little bit, and they only work sometimes, and you got to ask yourself why. They work sometimes for people to continue to use them over and over and over, right? If they never worked, people wouldn't use the retail concepts, right? So again, these are my theories. Doesn't mean they're going to be right, but this is just how I view the market. What are your confluences except liquidity? Time. Time. NQ selling off towards these lows. How do I marry the right strategy? I often hop too much. I'm on my learning curve. I'm on day 55 of journaling. Changed a couple of models, not entirely new, but I still can't make consistency. Bro, in my opinion, you're switching strategies way too much. You need to stick to a strategy for longer than it needs to be at least a couple months of data, at least. Because first of all, the first month or two is going to be you learning the strategy. And you're going to have to give yourself time to learn it, apply it correctly, and then you're going to need to give yourself time. Sorry, I can't speak. You're going to have to give yourself time to apply the concepts. So collect data over the course of a month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe 4 months. If you can't do that, then you'll never know what strategy works for you. Yeah, Mark, I just answered that. My confluences except for liquidity, time. Well, Marco, I think you were fired from the institutions and now you are exposing them because your strategy is fire. Appreciate you, Abdul. I was not fired from the institutions, though. I was not kidnapped in a van like Michael. Do you have any rules, for example, in the bull market to take more longs? I wait for lows to get taken. That's it. As simple as that. And if you go back in the ChartFanatics video that I talked with Riz, there was an example where we were talking and he was like, this was like Euro USD at the time. And he's like, how do I take a trade on this Euro USD? I'm like, if this low does not get taken, I will not take a long. I need to see price below this low in order for me to take a long back up. If it doesn't, and price just goes down here and goes long, I'm not in this trade. Simple as that. Simple as that. What's gold doing? Gold's moving up. I'm not surprised. This thing's been on a mission. So look at that. And I told you guys before, look how we're leaving these lows. And this tends to happen when we're approaching all-time highs or if we're at all-time highs. It's going to be a future target. So just keep that in mind. ChartFanatics Live. These are the most valuable trading streams on YouTube, without a doubt. Watching from Pakistan and the lessons on patience and waiting for A+ setups are universal. Appreciate the love, bro. Thanks for tuning in, man. And I appreciate all the kind comments. I've seen you chat very highly of us today, so I appreciate it. So you're saying we should have to learn the retail concepts first just so we know where the trap is being set? Mind-blowing? Yes and no. Like, I feel like all these strategies, again, are just all the same in my opinion. Like, look at this. So, we have a BOS here. Okay? Again, retail concepts, they're viewing this as a BOS in the market. So, there's multiple different ways people trade this. Right? Here's a Fibonacci trader. They're going to mark out low to high, and they're going to say, okay, cool. This is my golden region. Okay? But, this is also a region for for smart money concepts to take an entry off of their order block. Okay, but it's also a fib region. And then maybe it's also from the past, it's also a support and resistance region, right? If I just draw this, look, resistance, support. So maybe price is going to come down and respect it again for support. So again, all these systems, in my opinion, they all come back foundationally, they're the same. So, hey, again, that's why I just view the market as liquidity. Wherever I see liquidity, I wait for it to get taken out and I trade the other way. I don't like to overcomplicate anything, guys. And I will never argue to tell you guys what strategy is the best, stuff like that. Every strategy works to a certain degree. Thanks for the great content. Thanks for hanging out, bro. German 40 short today. Explain the trend question. This thing dumped off like the indices, right? Yeah, look at that. Most likely probably going to head for these lows. So it's got quite a ways to go still. This is what I see though. I don't trade this thing though. I only ever added it because people in my group trade it, and I think some people in stream like it. Marco, bring Marco to Words of Wisdom and do part 2 of ChartFanatics with him. Yeah, I've spoke to Riz. Maybe we'll get a part 2 recorded and uploaded one day. We'll see. We'll see. We'll try our best to get some stuff out for you. But listen, guys, I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing to look at. There's nothing for me to trade. My timing window's done for the day. I'm not taking nothing. So we'll wrap it up here. I just want to say again, take this moment to say I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for chatting. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Yes, no trades today, but still, we had some good chats, some good questions answered. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Listen, tomorrow, you guys got Tyler on stream. So 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tyler's going live with you guys. So please join in, talk. I'm gonna be in chat tomorrow, so you'll see me in the chat. But I'll be hanging out with you guys in chat tomorrow, and then I will be back on Thursday, which is the day before NFP. And I'm not gonna lie, I think we might still have some moves on Thursday. Okay, so I'll be on this day here, 9 a.m. Eastern. But again, thanks for hanging out with me, guys, today. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. ChartFanatics is live again tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. Thanks for hanging. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Trade safe. Be safe. All the best.